ayes have it. Motion number 8 on British Citizenship Northern Ireland Bill. Minister to move. John Pursglove.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker, and can I just start by thanking you for selecting this motion. And the reason for tabling this is that the bill, as it is currently drafted, will allow only people born in Ireland after the 31st of December 1948, having then been resident in Northern Ireland for 5 years, to register as British citizens. The instruction would allow the committee on the bill to consider amendments that would apply its provisions to all eligible Irish nationals of all ages who live anywhere in the United Kingdom for 5 years. The provisions to amend the bill will do this by, firstly, making the route available to Irish nationals, regardless of how they became Irish, and not just those born in Ireland. Those covered by the original bill will still be included, but it will be more generous and fair, in that it will give all eligible Irish nationals a more straightforward pathway to becoming a British citizen. Second, it will not have a requirement for an Irish national to have been born after a certain date. The instruction will make it so people born on or before the 31st of December 1948 have the same opportunity to make use of this bill as people born after that date. Third, qualifying residents can be from any part of the United Kingdom and not just Northern Ireland. This will mean all eligible Irish nationals who are resident anywhere in the United Kingdom will be able to make use of this important piece of legislation. I'll again ask members to consider the unique position which Irish nationals hold with regards to the United Kingdom. The bill will help to reaffirm and reflect this and make a real difference to those Irish nationals who wish to also be British citizens. We're confident that the amended route will not undermine the integrity of the system. It's about introducing a more appropriate route for people who could otherwise seek to naturalise. Amending the bill will help us to be more inclusive to all eligible Irish nationals currently resident in the United Kingdom. The government is clear in its support for the underlying principle of this bill, and it will have our full support if these suggested amendments are made. I give my real thanks to the Honourable Member for Belfast East for bringing the issue to our attention, the constructive way in which he has gone about his engagement with me and my officials, and I look forward to working closely with him to help his bill safely travel through the House. I beg to move.
Yeah. Question is motion number 8 as on the order paper. Opposition from bench. Feryal Clark.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. His Majesty's official opposition supports the changes to this bill, and we outlined our reasons for supporting the bill at the second reading. And with that, I have nothing further to add.
Gavin Robbins.
Thank you very much, Mr Deputy Speaker, and can I thank both the Shadow Minister for her renewed endorsement, but more particularly the Minister for not only the way in which he's introduced this motion this afternoon, but for the courteous way he's engaged with me and his colleagues as well. The officials within his department have been uniquely pleased to receive my telephone calls, text messages, emails, Teams calls and everything else. They've been very helpful, Mr Deputy Speaker, and the Minister, with his joyous bonhomie, has come back to me on a number of occasions about this bill, and I am appreciative of all the support that there has been. I think procedurally there's a requirement for me to indicate my assent to this motion, but for anybody who was present here at second reading, they will understand entirely not only the nature of what the Minister has outlined, but the reasons for it and how it all follows from narrow drafting, but we are more than content with what has been outlined. Of course I shall.
Now, I think it would be remiss of us not to put on record my thanks to my party colleague for his insight and understanding that for many the formation of Northern Ireland left behind those who considered themselves to be British in Ireland. This will right the wrong that was done to those who had a right to this identity but were held back by the ties to their homes and local communities. Does my honourable colleague and friend not agree that the message sent today to those who consider themselves British in Ireland is clear? There is a place for you and a passport to go along with it.
Deputy Speaker, my honourable friend is quite right. I mean, the reason why a date was introduced into this bill in the initial stages was because the entitlement to attain British citizenship, even though you were born in the Irish Free State, was the creation of the Republic of Ireland in 1948. That was the reason for it, but there's absolutely no requirement for it to be there, and I agree with the government that it is unnecessary. And it's encouraging for me as a unionist to have an even better unionist argument put forward by the Conservative and Unionist Party to say this shouldn't be restricted solely to those living in Northern Ireland but anywhere in the United Kingdom. And how could I, Mr Deputy Speaker, be in opposition to that proposition? Given I wasn't here, my colleague wasn't here for second reading, Mr Deputy Speaker, I think it is important that I, in his presence, place on record my appreciation for the path that was laid before me by the Honourable Member for East Londonderry. He has championed the content of this bill and the requirement for legislation for the 23 years that he has sat in this House representing the people of Northern Ireland. So to have the support of government now, and hopefully we'll be able to progress this positively and conclusively within this parliamentary term, it is something that I think we are all greatly appreciative of and relish the outcome. Mr Deputy Speaker, I think you're coiled. I think you're ready, poised, ready to go. I'm very concerned for those people in our society who tune into parliamentary BBC channel at tea time. I'm very concerned that if I don't exhaust the next 45 minutes, that there'll be nothing for them to watch when they get home from their hard day's toil and check in to see how we are representing them. But since you seem so keen to restore yourself to your feet, Mr Deputy Speaker, I shall conclude.
The question is motion number 8 as on the order paper. Is many of that opinion say aye? Aye. Contrary, no. The ayes have it. We now come to the High Streets Designation Review and Improvement Plan Bill Money Resolution.